Fred Taylor, one of the most dominant players the NFL has ever seen. And yet, somehow he's almost never mentioned in the same breath as the other greats. Okay, check this out. Taylor ranks 17th on the NFL's all-time rushing list with 11,695 yards. That's more than O.J. Simpson and more than Earl Campbell. His career yards per carry? Ridiculous. 4.6. Better than Hall of Famers Emmitt Smith and Jerome Bettis. And yet, you never really hear his name in Hall of Fame debates. He was dominant, he was efficient, and somehow, he's been completely overlooked.
Nobody talks about him as a Hall of Famer, and his stats say completely otherwise.
Okay.
And the only running backs to have 6 1,200-yard seasons plus and 4.5 yards a carry or more are Adrian Peterson,
Barry Sanders,
Jim Brown.
Right.
Those are first ballot Hall of Famers.
Okay.
So how? How did one of the best running backs in his generation slip through the cracks of NFL history? To understand that, we have to go back to where it all started. Guys, this is it. The most intense college basketball month of the season. With underdogs looking to shake things up and top teams fighting to hold their ground, every game feels like a battle. And if you want to get closer to the action, I got you. I've teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring you an incredible offer. Right now, new customers who bet just $5 will instantly get $200 in bonus bets. That's right, bet $5 and you get $200 in bonus bets to play with. Getting started is easy. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, sign up, and use my promo code another.sports to claim your bonus bets today. And if sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Pick 6 and have the shot to win cash prizes. So don't miss out. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use promo code another.sports, bet $5, and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. The crown is yours.
With the 9th pick in the draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select running back from Florida, Fred Taylor.
The Jacksonville Jaguars took Taylor with the 9th overall pick in the '98 NFL Draft, and he immediately showcased a rare blend of size at 6'1" and 230 pounds, with the speed of a much smaller, slimmer guy. Expectations were high, but reality was even higher.
When I first arrived at Jacksonville, after a few preseason games, I started hearing whispers, this Taylor guy's a bust. Unfortunately, James Stewart got injured in the 3rd game, and Tony Baselli tells a story that goes, oh, here's this rookie. Oh man, the season's done. And somehow my first carry, 52-yard touchdown run against the Ravens.
Here's the rookie Fred Taylor from Florida running in the open field. This could take it the distance inside the 30 and the 20. And Fred Taylor goes in.
Taylor exploded as a rookie. 1,223 rushing yards and 14 total touchdowns, including that dramatic 77-yard run through the Miami Dolphins' defense on the first play of his first ever Monday Night Football game.
And this is Taylor, their top draft choice, on the opening play of the game with one man to beat, and he is not run down by Madison and scores.
Instantly, he looked like a future Hall of Famer. His ability to break off huge runs was next level. 19 of his career touchdowns were longer than 30 yards, and 14 were longer than 50 yards, including a 90-yard touchdown run in the 1999 AFC Divisional Playoff against the Miami Dolphins.
Taylor skips 2 tackles, right, and here we go. Yeah. Bye-bye, Brock Marion chasing. Gets help from Smith, touchdown, no flags. A 90-yard run.
To this day, that remains the longest touchdown run in NFL playoff history. But then came the injuries. Hamstrings, knees, ankles. These injuries, they caused him to miss 23 out of the potential 48 games early in his career. Fair or not, the nickname Fragile Fred started to stick, and people doubted whether he could stay on the field.
When it came down to the Fragile Fred stuff, there were moments where I was like, damn, that's what they think of me. But I didn't invest a whole lot of time and effort and stock into it. But it was hurtful. I just didn't, I wanted to prove them wrong. And again, prove myself right.
Fred, he'd had enough of the narratives. From 2002 to 2007, he was one of the most reliable and dominant backs in the league. Like 5 seasons over 1,200 rushing yards dominant. But that 2003 season? Yeah. He went off for 1,572 yards. His ability to break off huge runs was next level, man. 13 touchdowns of 50-plus yards in his career. That's not normal.
Inside handoff to Taylor. Away from Mincy down the sideline. One last shot at him. He dances in. Touchdown.
Even in 2007, he put together 5 consecutive 100-yard games, starting in November, helping the Jags push their record from 7-3 to 11-4 and into an AFC wildcard berth. In that stretch, he ripped off a touchdown of 50, 62, and 80 yards, plus the game-winning 12-yard touchdown run in Pittsburgh.
Taylor to the 5, touchdown!
That victory was the first of 2 wins there in a span of 20 days, making the Jaguars the first team to win in Pittsburgh twice in the same season. Despite all of this, Fred, he remains criminally overlooked. See, playing for Jacksonville, a small market team with limited playoff success, kept him out of the national spotlight. No Super Bowl runs, no MVP chatter, just elite production, quietly overlooked. And just to highlight how overlooked he was, he only made 1 Pro Bowl, just 1. In that 2007 season at the age of 31, he rushed for 1,202 yards and finally got the invite. It made no sense. Guys with half his production were getting in every year. But despite his production, in 2008, the Jaguars decided to move on.
It's never easy when you have a great deal of respect and admiration for somebody. And then really it was up to him to, did he feel like he wanted to continue to play or retire Jaguar now? And he clearly wanted to play.
Was money a factor in it?
Money's a factor in every decision we make.
See, 3 years earlier, they had drafted Maurice Jones-Drew, a compact and explosive running back who quickly became a fan favorite and a major contributor. By the time Taylor was 32, Jacksonville had fully transitioned to Jones-Drew as their lead back, making Taylor expendable despite his years of loyalty and production. So, Taylor signed with the New England Patriots, hoping for a Super Bowl ring, but injuries kept him from making an impact. So, 2 seasons later, he would go on to sign a 1-day contract back with Jacksonville to retire where he started.
Well, today we had a homecoming at Everbank Field for one of your favorite Jacksonville Jaguars. Fred Taylor spent 11 years with the team, and today he signed a 1-day contract so he could retire a Jaguar.
He finished with 11,695 rushing yards and 78 total touchdowns. Every single one of the 16 running backs ahead of him on the all-time rushing list is in the Hall of Fame. Yet, he remains on the outside looking in. To this day, Taylor remains the Jaguars' all-time rushing leader and the franchise leader in yards from scrimmage with 13,632. He recorded 51 games with at least 100 rushing yards, more than any player in team history. And in 2012, he was inducted into the Pride of the Jaguars, becoming just the second player to have his name immortalized above the field where he shined. But he wasn't done. After football, Taylor could have disappeared. Instead, he did the opposite. He became a voice. He would start podcasting, currently as one of the co-founders of the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark and Channing Crowder. Instead of just being a former athlete, Taylor became a respected media figure, diving into raw, real conversations with athletes and entertainers. See, it's funny because he's finally getting recognition just in a completely different field. So let's put it in perspective. He has more rushing yards than Hall of Famers like O.J. Simpson and Earl Campbell, a better yards per carry average than Emmitt Smith and Jerome Bettis, one of the best breakaway threats of his era, but somehow barely a blip in the Hall of Fame conversation. Make that make sense. It's time to change that. Fred Taylor wasn't just good. He was great. He deserves his place among the legends of the game. The fact that he's still waiting, that's one of the biggest oversights in NFL history. From a kid in Pahokee to an NFL star to a podcasting success story. Fred Taylor's journey isn't just about football. It's about resilience, reinvention, or should I say pivoting, and proving people wrong. Now, it's time for the football world to give him the respect he's earned.